Welcome into Dragon Ball Super. My name is Kyle. Thank you for checking this out. Joined again this week by my friends Raysean. Ray, what's the word?
Chilling on this Saturday evening.
Happy Saturday to you. And also Josh from Dad's Anime Stache. Josh, what's the word, man?
I am happy to be here. I've got my niece and nephew are staying the night with my kid, and they're very loud, so I'm happy to be in a room that they're not in.
Oh, that's cool, man. I'm glad we could be the reprieve from, the children being loud.
I'm taking them all to see Dragon Ball Daima tomorrow, so it's going to be great.
Hell yeah, dude.
Uncle Josh is so nice.
Yep. Top tier uncle move. I think I'm just going to go by myself and sit alone in the theater as a 35-year-old man and hope nobody thinks I'm that weird.
That sounds way better, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least I can drink a beer beforehand and not have to be responsible for other people. And it'll be way cheaper. So we're here to talk about Dragon Ball Daima episode 5 today, Panzy. And I think I've said it pretty much every single episode. I do think that each episode we've gotten to this point has gotten better and better. And I think I kind of agree on that for this episode this week. Although that fight scene last week with the military police still absolutely is, it's like top tier stuff for me right there. So maybe I think episode 4 is better than episode 5. I don't have a synopsis this week, guys. I have a bunch of bullet points that I'm going to read through, and hopefully we'll get some semblance of an idea of what happened in this episode. But before we do it, episode 5, thumbs up, thumbs down. How do we feel?
Thumbs up. Thought it was pretty cool.
My screen's so small now. I don't know how to get my thumbs in here. 2 thumbs up.
Double thumbs up from both parties. Very cool. What were you going to say, Ray?
What I was going to say was that I felt like this episode cleared up a lot of things that I've been wondering for the last few episodes. First thing basically was power-wise, what power level we keeping Goku at. I'm not going to say they actually gave us that complete answer, but they kind of showed us some different abilities and stuff like that, which I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. If he can do maybe turn Super Saiyan when he needs to, still use, I'm not going to say he used instant transmission, but still able to kind of beam around the field and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool. Also, I feel like a lot of those questions we've been like, how the hell is the other team going to make it there? I feel like all the little things we've been wondering, they kind of answered in this episode.
Okay. I mostly disagree with everything you just said. Josh, what do you think?
Okay.
Well, then you're disagreeing with both of us, because I think Raysean's right on. What do you think they did?
I think it gave us more little breadcrumbs in some of these questions that we've had, but I don't think it gave us anything definitive.
I mean, it gave us how the other guys are going to get here.
True. We do have a
backup
backup
plan. It showed us that Goku is still a Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, you saw it happen.
I'm trying to figure out.
I see it happen for all of 2.5 seconds. I want to see him maintain that shit. I want to see him maintain that shit.
Well, he's not being forced to need it. That's the thing. No one he has not faced anybody that's like, okay, I have to go Super Saiyan 4. It was literally like just a crowd moving the crowd away for that second. Other than that, he didn't even need that for when he went against them.
Doesn't want to do it at all, right? I don't know. I don't understand why.
For me and you,
dude. Just to show off.
That's true. He did it for the audience.
Did it for us and the king, presumably. So this one's episode 5, Panzy. We start off with them continuing to walk toward King Kadan's castle, and Panzy's pretty much chasing up after them, wants to join the team. And Glorio, not really having it. She begins to ask a ton of questions, including, where the hell are you from, round ear boy? And they try to like lie for a second and say that he's from the second demon world. And yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of like back and forth in this scene that I liked a lot, because you don't know where Panzy's really coming from yet. You're still not sure on Glorio, but you kind of see how Glorio does not want her around. Shin and Goku are kind of happy enough to entertain her and ask some questions or answer some questions on a surface level. Gloria's like throwing in these lies and shit. And it kind of just makes me wonder, like, and we're going to talk about it more later in the episode when the Shin Goku conversation happens at the end, but like, what the hell is he lying about? What's he hiding from? What's his true intentions, man? Do you guys have any, I don't know if we talked about it last week at all, but I think we did actually. Do you have any ideas on where Glorio's plan might be going? Because he's obviously not telling us everything and has some sort of ulterior motives.
Well, before I answer that question, I just wanted to say I liked the fact in this scene that Goku mentioned that he was a Saiyan. and that his name was Goku and Kakarot. He did.
That is yes, I did write that down. My other name is Kakarot. Kind of takes away from the moment at the end of Dragon Ball Super Broly, dude. I gotta say.
Well, this is a whole nother part. I get it
didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about other things that it kind of spoils a little bit for Super, like I feel like it spoils that at the end of Super Broly, but you can call me Kakarot. Now I'm comfortable being known as Kakarot to other Saiyans, respect and all that shit. Kind of undercuts that a little bit. But at another point, they're like, yeah, where are these people from? Oh, they're at a planet called Earth in Universe 7. Goku's like, yeah, that's it. It's like, bro, later in Super, I mean, I guess you could just chalk it up to the idea that Goku's a fucking dummy. Right, and he doesn't remember things like that, or doesn't remember details. But like,
at that point, was it even mentioned that there was different universes?
No,
he just learned that in that second.
He did, yeah. That was the first time he learned about it. But then when you go to Super later, he's like, "Nani, what? There's other universes? That's crazy." Not a huge deal, obviously, but I figured it was worth pointing out.
But I don't know if they're gonna wish this away at the end. So.
Yeah, big memory wipe at the end. I think that's what everyone's called since the beginning, or like alternate timeline, other universe stuff. I think it's going to be a huge memory wipe at the end.
Yep.
From there, we have her kind of join up despite Glorio wanting to ditch her, and she starts talking about.
Oh, we never answered your question. What we thought it was Glorio going to be?
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ, man! All right, what do you think Glorio's ulterior motive might be?
Oh, I'm gonna go on what I said at the end. I think he's gonna end up being like the person that was supposed to be the real king of the third or the royal what is that? Are they universes?
Demon realm?
Demon realms.
There it is.
I think he's supposed to be the rightful king, and he basically going on a whole mission to kind of get his shit back. That's what I think. I'm going with that to the day I die.
Yeah, I feel like that could be it too, but also it just doesn't kind of jive with what we see with King Kadan and him trying to do like the exact same thing pretty much, you know what I mean?
And I don't know, not necessarily, because it seemed like Glorio's more willing to go like, let's go ahead and just go the Dragon Ball route. You know what I mean? It's like as soon as he's seen Goku's power, he's like, let's just go this whole different route. So, he could be somebody that just he wants to make a wish, because we still don't even know if that's going to be like one or two wishes that's going to be made from the Dragon Balls. We don't know how many wishes you get. That's going to be interesting too. Because I'm thinking if it's only 3 balls and they fucking guarded by fucking god-like beings, they should at least give you 2. Like if you do all that, you only get 1 wish. That's kind of
They're
bullshit.
Not regulars. They're not going to get the extras.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Anything like Shenron. I don't know. I mean, I hope. I feel like it's easy for storytelling purposes just to have the 3 balls give you 1 wish. But I mean, you can do anything you want. It's whatever's going to suit the story best. Are you okay, Raysean?
I just think that's so funny that he did that when he said that. He was like, "Nah, I do that for my regulars."
Yeah, that's a bonus for my regulars. First timers, get the fuck out of here. You have theories on where Glorio's going with this, Josh?
Yeah, I think it's going to be way simpler than everyone's thinking. He's got, dead family. So either he wants to wish him back or he wants to wish to be powerful enough to kill the people who killed him.
Ooh, okay.
The same plot as everyone in Dragon Ball ever.
Yeah.
Revenge. Well, who you think killed off his race? You think it's going to be one of those demon kings?
I don't
think it's going to be the main.
I think Panzy's the same race.
I was going to say, did they mention that Glorio's race got murdered? I didn't think that was mentioned.
Oh, I thought that's the route he was going.
No, I'm saying like they killed his mom, his brother,
okay.
His little sister, and his third cousin.
Sucked them all off because they can't pay the taxes.
They couldn't pay the taxes, so they sucked them off. And he had to watch.
And he was very uncomfortable the entire time. Panzy's trying to get down to the bottom of who Goku really is. They still haven't revealed yet that he's from Earth. And she's asking what his magic power is, because all Majins have magic. We've had a lot of Star Wars discussion through these first few episodes, mainly with like the Glorio design. There was a cantina kind of ish scene in I think the 2nd or 3rd episode. This magic scene with Panzy where she levitates a rock, something that for all intents and purposes is not anything impressive in the Dragon Ball world. We've seen many characters been able to do things like Chaozu can do shit like this. Her power
is impressive.
I mean, I guess for back when he did it, it was impressive. But in the years since, no, I don't think he's all that impressive. Besides his ghostly pale white skin, it's impressive in a scary way. She floats that rock, and I'm just like, this is Luke Skywalker using the Force. And I'm not sure what Toriyama. I mean, Toriyama was a Star Wars fan, but like, I don't know if he was like in his twilight of life, just rewatching Star Wars. But man, I feel like this shit was heavy on his mind. Now, the only reason I stopped to bring this up is because it kind of opens up the idea of the more Majins they encounter, because I guess they haven't encountered very many Majins. They're just encountering like normal level demons who Goku beats the shit out of with a stick. We're probably going to meet more people on par with Panzy. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, what about Glorio? If he's a Majin from the demon world, he should have some kind of magic as well, right? I guess the idea of her bringing that into the thing today, being like, oh, we all have some kind of power, that invites a lot of interesting storytelling opportunities for any kind of random one-off villains they might encounter in like this episodic kind of fashion going forward. Any thoughts on the bullshit that just came out of my mouth?
It makes you kind of wonder why she made it like we all have one specific ability when almost every demon we've seen has used all types of magic, like to do things. So it's kind of like, so are you only liable for that one specific ability, or do you not need a spell to use that or some shit like that? So that's what I'm wondering. And then I was kind of wondering if like their magic is just a different like version of ki, because it seemed like it works the same way. So I wonder if it's just not called ki, but it is like, I wonder what that is.
Well, I was wondering, are they going to say that Goku's form of magic is the ability to manipulate his ki? Because that's kind of like the same, like it's almost like putting the demon people on par, not on par with, but like giving them some kind of advantage to going in to fight a guy like Goku. Although he hasn't really used any of his ki yet, has he? Short of flying. Can you think of a time Goku's thrown a blast yet?
He hasn't need to. Like he's literally like going against. This is like watching a martial arts tournament when he just randomly just going against everybody, random people, and he's just beating them up like it's nothing. We need to wait till he actually get to like the semi round. That's when it actually becomes competition.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see what other kind of magic abilities. If they're going to keep going with Star Wars shit, I'm hopeful that we see a Majin whose magic is to use Force lightning. How about instead of levitating a rock, we got a Force push or puller? How about a Force jumper? Josh, what other kind of Force powers am I not thinking of? Oh, Force freeze from the Empire Strikes Back Super Nintendo video game.
So I've seen one Star War, and I thought it was very stupid. They killed all the good guys after the one dude chopped up a bunch of kids. That's what I remember. And then he became Darth Vader. And the movie was like 3 hours long.
I've never watched any of them.
The Darth Vader touch, dude, was so good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to keep throwing to you for Star Wars references. I guess I should know better from now on.
He turned into James Earl Jones.
Yeah, James Earl Jones had a blackface.
James Earl Jones died recently.
He did. I was very sad.
He was also in an episode of Frasier. I just want to mention that. That's how that all connects.
I think he licensed his voice too, so that they can keep using it for Darth Vader. Which I think is such an asshole thing to do, because he like, you know what, even when I'm dead, ain't another motherfucker gonna play that voice. Yeah, I got me fucking going crazy.
I like how you both call him Darth Vader at this point. So Pansy's gonna be on the team now.
Is that wrong?
I'm pretty sure he calls himself Darth Vader, low-key. Right here on the voicemail. James Earl Jr., aka Darth Vader. Fuck it.
Oh shit. So Pansy's on the team now. She's techie girl, I guess, but she is going to accompany them back to the castle. We have the little double fucking reveal at the end where they get to the castle and it turns out, ta-da! She's actually, I think, Josh, you said that you called it in the episode last week. Maybe Raysean did. Yeah. I'm not sure which one of you guys called it. I don't remember. I do vaguely remember the conversation happening, though. She is the princess of...
Put up a poll to the patrons, and let's see.
I'm sure they'll all remember. Demon King Kadan is, in fact, her father. Now, the other thing that they kind of, I don't know. I don't know if there's a point to have mentioned it or what. I guess maybe to put things into context a little bit more with the whole soul sucking tax shit thing. On the walk to the castle, she reveals that the average lifespan for somebody in the demon world is about 1,000 years. She's currently about
80.
82 years old, I think. And when they steal that energy, it's not as big of a deal. Like we talked about it a lot last week. It's like we lose 3 years for each coin we can't pay. So if I can't pay up a coin, the one time you come around to collect your 3 coins once a month, I'm going to lose 9 years of my life energy, my life force, my lifespan, probably the right way to put it. But like
Out of
now that
1,000 years?
yeah, but now that they said that it's like 1,000 years, I'm like, all right, bro, like, is that even that much? I'm not as big into percentages, but what is that?
That's less than we thought.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I'm not saying it's cool for the government to be sucking off coins or people's lifespans, but what the hell?
You ain't gonna be that heartbroken when you don't have the money. Basically, that's all it is, type of thing.
But that makes me feel even worse.
3 years,
bro. That makes you feel even worse for that dummy last week who's like, "Oh, I don't have any money. I'm making a run for it," and he just.
Well, we don't know
died.
where he was on the lifeline. That could have been the last 3 years he had. We don't know where he at on that. He probably didn't fucked around too many times. Like, go ahead and do it. Go. After a while, you probably be like, "Fuck it," until they be like, you on your last 3 lives. What you mean? Then I had 1,000 of these bitches.
All right, I guess when you put it like that, I don't really know what he happened to be going through that day in his financial state. Maybe it was like the 100th time in a row he's failed to pay his 3 gold coins. And
they be on his ass too. They got it this week. Go ahead, suck 3 years off of his ass.
Yeah, he'd be like, I'm about 100 years old. I've missed exactly 100 of my last coin payments, and I've lost 900 years of my lifespan. As a result, I have to make a run for it. If they catch me, I'm done for it. Despite the fact they have this collar on me that I'm very aware of how it works. Whatever. Makes that seem.
But they have to get something off the collar, because remember he was like, what was on his collar? He was like, we weren't able to see it or something. So I wonder if they got to get like a specific number or something off the collar.
I mean, Goku didn't have a collar on. They talked about that today. Like, did anybody see what collar? Like, get his collar information? He's like, we didn't see if he had one or not, because the motherfucker was too fast with them hands. Also, he doesn't have a collar.
So I wonder if there's like they got to see a number on it, like 53, Buzz 53 or some shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to point that piece of it. Also, while we're having the military police on our minds, they've since woke up and have gone like a full out assault on trying to find Goku. I'm probably gonna mess this pronunciation pretty badly, so excuse me. But Gendarmerie is what they're called in the subtitle. And I think a lot of people think that that's like their name, meaning like that's what they're called. Like that's the name of their organization or something. And I guess technically it is. But Gendarmerie is actually a French word for military police. So I'm never going to say this word again. I just wanted to stop and point that out because I think people see that in the subtitles and they're like, what the hell is that? Oh, they're talking about the military police. That's just a fancy title for French military police that I guess is commonly adopted in a lot of parts of the world. Although not in Japan, they have a different word for it entirely, but because it is a localization thing, they assume us English-speaking people here in the States know what the fuck that would ever mean,
English,
which I
French,
never would have known.
What's the difference, man?
Never would have known. Just call it military police formation, or what the hell is this called now? Crunchyroll. So weird. I'm getting old. All right. So Goma's life sucked. They have the journey back to the castle. I said this to you guys on the Patreon beforehand. There is a really cool shot in their like montage back to the castle that reminds me so much of Chrono Trigger that I had to point it out. They basically have this line up single file, jump off of a cliff thing to get to the next place they have to walk to. And it is like the exact same shot looking thing or motion for a part of Chrono Trigger where you get to the top of this mountain and you finish the thing and you're like, oh shit, now I got to walk back all the way down and fight all those monsters again. But they find a path to like jump off a waterfall and it's a very similar looking animation. There's no way the animation staff put something like that in and doesn't have Toriyama's other work in mind, and I do think that's a direct reference to that. All right, so we arrive at Kadan Castle. On the way up, people say this dude is often or sometimes referred to as a very uncivilized mafia boss. And that's when Pansy's like, no, he's not that bad. I swear to God. He only steals from criminals and only kills bad people. So the idea is they're going to ask him to borrow a plane. We're under the presumption that Glorio has recruited or went and found Goku because this dude instructed him to do so. They get there. It's revealed Pansy's the princess. But more importantly, I think, this kind of plays into what we were talking about before with Glorio's terrible, wicked schemes. It's revealed that the guards don't even really know who Glorio is. And he's like, remember me? I came by yesterday. You know, I talked to King Kadan about blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, it's you. All right, cool. Yeah, come on in. And it seems more like King Kadan didn't go, Kadan, I think is how we're supposed to say it. He didn't go to Glorio. Yeah, I'm just going to keep saying it inconsistently each and every time. He did not go to Glorio to be like, hey, go find me a guy who, you know, defeated Boo, or find me the dude that could potentially defeat King Goma. Glorio goes to this king, and he's like, hey, we're going to take this opportunity to find somebody who's going to be able to defeat King Goma. Like, I don't really understand. Like, I understand how Glorio spun it to them to make it seem the other way. Like, King Kadan wanted me to come get you, not I convinced King Kadan to pay for me to come get you. You know what I mean? I think it kind of lends itself further to the idea that he's hiding something. Now that I'm thinking about it, if he went to King Kadan with the suggestion, he probably would have gone and framed it as, I know a dude I know the dude who defeated Majin Buu. Like, I know where he is. I can go get him. How would he have known that? His fucking sister, Dr. Orinzu, recently visited Earth through the Warp Fish before any of the characters visited the Warp Fish at all in the series. She probably went to Earth at a certain point and either observed the Majin Buu battle or like saw the aftermath of it, maybe. So she's the one who's like, oh, bro, it's got to be Orinzu. Orinzu and Glorio must be working together to be able to become the new Demon Realm fucking king and queen or something like that.
I don't know, though, but like, how would she know he defeated Boo? If she went, you saying she just went to that universe?
So when they first used the Warp Fish,
wasn't she in the room while they were watching it?
Yeah,
true. But before they used the Warp Fish, right? I mean, in Goma and Neva to go to Earth, the Warp Fish says something to the effect of, "Oh yeah, somebody else just passed through here recently, going to that area." Mm-hmm. And who was it? And it was Dr. Orinzu.
We don't know if that was just like a day before or.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what their concept of time. I don't know if it was a couple hours before, a couple days before, a couple months before. I don't know. Yeah, either way, I'm thinking Orinzu had the fucking drop on knowing who Goku was. They came up with a plan to get Glorio some funding to be able to go retrieve Goku to bring him back. He's going to use Goku to get the Dragon Balls. And then Orinzu and Glorio will do a thing. And then Glorio will be like, no, sister, you're evil as hell. And I kind of like this guy, even though he doesn't know how to say my name properly.
That's Shin's sister, right?
Yeah, that's Shin's sister.
Oh, shit. Did I call him brother and sister? That's right.
No, you can say Glorio, yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
I think Glorio's her man.
Oh, you think that would explain why he was hiding in the castle when she just came by, right?
Like that.
They're touching tip to
my
tip.
Fingers together, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, they won't be able to see that on the audio. So maybe they're fucking, and Shin's just getting involved with his weird brother and sister at the wrong time, like their evil times, you know.
Well, I mean, Shin did volunteer to get on this ride. He never asked them to come.
Shin just needs to mind his own fucking business, and he wouldn't be here. Vegeta would have been better to get on that plane, but whatever.
I don't know if he would have been able to handle them both, man. Oh, that would have been interesting.
I've talked too much today. So yeah, we're all pretty much caught up to speed on what's going on in the castle. I did want to take a moment, and this episode pretty much do the same thing, to take 30 seconds to 45 seconds to show us a little baby Dende and his little cradle.
I loved it. And we get the reveal of the Dende plan.
Yeah.
What an adorable plan.
Yes. We're going to raise this little baby up to be a good, strong Namekian. We're going to read him all the stories feed him all the best vegetables or water or whatever the fuck.
I wonder if his memories can be changed. Like, you don't think you're gonna remember everything? Which
I don't think realistically they're gonna be able to grow him up. It's just a funny way to be like, we have to take care of him now because he's gonna take over and make us a new set of Dragon Ball someday. Unless they do plan to somehow age him up like dramatically all at once.
My thought was they're trying to indoctrinate him. Like, we need to get him on our side.
That's exactly it. They're going to indoctrinate him, make him think that he's part of the family, and be like, "You're the king, Dende. You got to make the Dragon Balls."
This your daddy right here. You got that old Namekian dude right there.
Dude, you guys are funny. Way funnier than me because like I just watched this thing for the first time a few hours ago, so I can tell you guys have thought about it a little bit more than I have, but I love where your brains are at. Yeah, Kadan offers to if Goku's successful in defeating King Goma, he gives the thumbs up on Goku being able to marry Panzy. And all the fanfic writers of the internet cried out in a big sigh of happiness and relief to say, yes, we got more Goku fucking alien shit for years to come. This is awesome. Demons, I guess, in this case.
But at least he did bring up the fact that he has a family. Everybody always say he always forget he a family man. The man, he said, I got a wife and I got kids. Give the man his props, man. I hate when people say that. I hate when they say that.
I saw someone.
The worst dad.
He is the worst dad, but that's not related to this part. I saw someone online was talking about in like the German subs. Goku says he has 5 kids.
That's gotta be a typo, right?
You would think, but then again, Goku might have just guesstimated real quick how many kids he's got. Because I don't know if he could name both his kids, to be honest with you.
Nah, he definitely is Gohan and the other one. He knows.
Yeah. Go something or else.
Gohan and go
12.
He's like, wasn't there a girl? And Vegeta's like, that one's mine.
Idiot. That one's mine.
Should she be at my house? Well, he probably thinking Pan his too. Count the wrong kids. Oh Lord.
So
that's hilarious.
We've covered the majority of this episode, short of basically the big fight.
Basically,
piece
like a father to Piccolo. Now,
if you do the math out, kind of, it's like Piccolo's just Gohan's like concerningly older friend that he hangs out with. But like when you do the math out on their ages, it's like, oh, I guess that checks out. 3 years difference. What's the big deal? Is it 3? No, it's like 8 years, right? Okay, listen. The big set piece this week. Big action sequence. King Kadan's not really convinced that Goku's as strong as everyone's saying that he is. So he's like, all right, well, you're going to have to show off. Let me see what you're up to. And if you beat all my dudes, I'll know you were in good shape to be able to go defeat King Goma. And he steps out, and I counted. I literally paused, man, and I counted all the dudes he was about to fight. I think I missed one because I counted 39. So for the purposes of these notes, it says there's between 38 and 40 dudes, 2 of which are kind of gigantic in comparison to the other ones. It's a very funny setup because dude's like, hey, no weapons, guys. We need this guy alive. No going to kill. And Goku, in the fucking cockiest Goku way, is like, nah, it's cool. They can use their weapons. I need to get some training in. No guns, though. I just thought that Goku doesn't like guns.
He's like Batman.
Yes. I was thinking the same thing, but also like, I was thinking that every time Goku does get shot by a gun, it's either like zero deal at all. Like nobody even notices. He's like, oh, I got a headache. Ouch.
Or he dies.
Or he fucking dies. And it's like a big deal. You know what I mean?
That's his problem. He doesn't know what it's going to be.
Yeah. So no guns was pretty funny. He hands out the ass whippings. I don't think this has been my favorite big fight. I think last week with the military police was my favorite fight to this point in the series. But any thoughts on the action sequence that we got here, boys? Including that moment at the end of the action sequence that we'll talk about in just a moment.
I actually thought this action sequence was better than last week's. That's my opinion. Only because we got to see a lot more different abilities being shown that we haven't seen throughout the whole 4 or 5 episodes that we've seen so far. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like the high speed, the hand-to-hand combat. I wish we did get to see a Kamehameha, but I do understand it's like if he did it, it's just more mercy killing on top of it. You know what I mean? It's just like you just being a bully now. Like he just went down to hell to be a bully. So I was
Wouldn't be the first time we've seen him be a bully in hell, but yeah, man, you're right.
It's true.
So it's just like I would love for them to kind of up the ante on some of the villains he's going to fight. Well, I think that's probably going to be the robots he's probably going to have to fight sooner or later. But right now, I'll say that was pretty. I liked that fight. To me, it's been the best one so far.
Josh?
I agree with Raysean. I think this has been the best fight so far. I don't agree, though, they couldn't have shot a Kamehameha wave. They could have played it off as like a laugh. It could have curved up and flown a guy into the sky, and then in the background you see him falling down. I think maybe it's an animation budget thing where they don't want to spend too much on the fights. That's why you only get a minute of fights every episode.
Bro, I don't think this anime in particular is, I don't think budget is anywhere near the conversation for this. I think it's very intentional, the way that they're choosing to like slowly ramp up, I think anyway, what he's doing and showing off in a battle. And I think eventually they'll work to a Kamehameha. I was a little confused by the Super Saiyan thing at the end, only because I felt like it was over. Like you said, Raysean, for him to have done a Kamehameha would have been overkill, super unnecessary. The reason he had to do it is because these 4 demons grabbed each of his limbs, and he's like, I can't move, bah! And then just flickers for 1 second. Diatribe, tangent, digression. I hate this shit coming out at 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, because after 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, I have to stop looking at my phone because I'm tapped into Dragon Ball everything, and people immediately post that shit. So this was spoiled for me pretty early on in the day that he was going to do his transformation. And I was like, all right, cool. At least I get to see him fight as a Super Saiyan. And then I watched that shit this afternoon, and I was like, man, if I blinked, I would have missed this. It's so fast. It felt like it didn't need to be. He could have just done a simple ki shit, put out his ki around him, said the ki sound, and the same thing would have happened. But he turned into a Super Saiyan for whatever reason for all of 2.5 seconds. And I don't know, I kind of felt like it went out of order in terms of how I thought that this was going to go. Like they're going to slowly continue to improve his skills. He's going to get more used to the environment. He's going to be a more adept fighter. He's going to be able to move faster. He's going to be able to throw ki blasts. He's going to be able to do the fucking instant transmission. He's going to be able to, so on and so forth. So for them to just throw out the Super Saiyan thing today and have it just be for a second, I was kind of confused about it.
I thought it was interesting how I'm about to mess his name, Glorio.
Bro, you sound like Goku, but yeah, Glorio.
Glorio.
The way his eyes lit up when he seen that form. So I think a lot of them either didn't think he could do that or that's something new or something like that. So I think he has something interesting on what he wants to use Goku's power for type shit.
I don't think he had the full grasp on how much power this guy actually had. He's like, oh, dude, this guy can throw hands. Yeah, he can punch things really hard. But then he saw that and he was like, whoa, what's happening? Interested
That's
to see
shit. He know what's going on. He all happy and cocky. All
hey, bro, that
not
shit
doing
grin.
nothing, man. He get on my nerves, bro. I wish I could be Shin. I could just sit there and just look around and be opinionated about everybody in the room.
I like how Glorio was like, these are the guys who beat Majin Buu. And then in my brain, I'm like, I mean, Goku's one of the guys who beat Majin Buu. What did Shin do? And Shin's like, yeah,
I was there.
He's a lot stronger than me, but I can fight too.
Fight. I was in the World Martial Arts Tournament.
Yeah, and we saw you fucking fight so good.
Came in 64th.
Who did he fight? He fought Piccolo in that shit, and he just like kind of talked to him most of the time, right?
He made him tap out.
Yeah.
He beat Piccolo, I guess.
He said, what's my name? Piccolo was shitting bricks. What's my name?
That didn't happen.
So we're out of the fight.
The Super Saiyan thing. Let me point this out.
Yeah.
Not everything you see is for the story. The Super Saiyan thing was just to show Super Saiyan.
Get my dick hard.
It was so you would have a GIF to download and make your phone background. That's why it was there. It was fan service.
Also, I mean, another GT comparison. Episode 5 of GT, first time he goes Super Saiyan. In the series, episode 5 of Daima, he technically went Super Saiyan for a second and a half. Coincidence? I don't know. Probably.
Can we, before we move on from the fight, we were talking about he was fighting, he beat off these 40 guys, right?
Beat them all off in a row.
Did we ever see in the film Dragon Ball Super Broly, did we ever see Limu's ears? The cook?
Yeah, I mean, he wears a hat, right?
He wears a hat. I'm looking at a picture of him right now. I'm thinking he's a demon because a lot of those dudes look just like him.
You talking about the orange guy?
Yeah.
That went on Beerus' planet. Beerus got pointy ears. That's funny. Now I think about it.
Beerus has pointy ears. Beerus could be a demon. I know they said not everyone is. Doesn't mean he's not. But
that would be interesting because we haven't seen any of his race. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were down.
Well, that's what I started thinking is most people with pointy ears are demons, but they didn't say, you have to have pointy ears to be demons. So maybe Frieza's race is from the demon world.
Frieza's got like little round holes on the side of his head.
Always?
Oh, that's in his final form, though. Oh, he's got
his
the
dad?
horns.
Does his brother?
Oh, man, you got me thinking about so many things that I'm unsure of. How often do you focus on a motherfucker's ears? You know what I mean?
Always now.
Yeah.
You can be going back, watching everything. I'm
pretty sure first form Frieza does not have pointy ears. He's got horns, but he's got rounded ears.
I think they have to have pointy ears to be from the demon world.
I thought he said they had to, but not everyone that has pointy ears is a demon.
Yes.
I thought that's how he worded it.
He didn't say you have to have pointy ears to be a demon.
Then why does everybody keep looking at Goku's ears and being like, you're not a demon?
Because he's weird. But can't say.
And I mean, he is like
possible. The whole Frieza race
white
from the demon
man
realm.
Walking around in the demon world. Everybody else is like purple and blue. And he's blue-eyed and blonde hair. Like,
I would be very surprised if we had any kind of Frieza anything in this. Like even like something as small as like we see another Frieza person in the demon realm. Just to be like, oh, he is or he isn't. I don't think that
it's too much Frieza. It's like you bringing Frieza back into everything. Yeah, I do Dragon Ball. I'm not gonna, and I'm a huge.
That's what Toriyama's been trying to do for years,
and he did it a few times.
He did it. They even made the Cell Saga, and they're like, well, he's got Frieza cells, so he's like Frieza.
I mean, if they figured out a way to put Frieza in here, I would love to figure out the way they do it. Like maybe he meets the other group of fighters that's coming in space. Because I mean, they're technically still in space. But I don't know. Frieza would be dead. He would be dead right now.
Yeah, Frieza's dead right now.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
I'm just saying that you run into someone who's from his race, and then he'll have horns, and Goku will be like, he looks like Frieza, and then Shin will be like, well, yeah, Frieza's a demon.
Frost
hopefully, this one will actually be good. They'll start him off good, and then he turned out to be evil too.
I gotta say, man, as much I'm somebody who loves Frieza, I love his reincorporation back into the story because it gives Goku not a true rival because that's Vegeta, but like a true enemy, perpetual enemy is Frieza, and I'm big into that. I like it, but I've had a lot of them in the last few years. So you're just like, leave him out of this story. This is a Majin focused story. We don't need any kind of Frieza or Cell crossover for that matter as well. Fight's over. We're getting a plane, a mid-sized plane. So they say that they had to fiddle with the data to be able to like reconfigure this plane's ID to be able to use the same PIN number to go through warp. And I was like, shit, what are we even talking about this for? And then it's really just to set up the next part of the conversation of, hey, we have a B team coming. Our friends should be here in a few days, but we didn't get to give them a PIN. Like, well, without a PIN, bro, you ain't doing shit. And that is when I think what's going to prove to be one of my new favorite Dragon Ball characters emerges. Hybis, I think is
Hybis. He's doing ballet practice, man. Get off his back.
What are you doing over there, Hybis? Ballet lesson. Well, I need you to do some shit. It's like, actually, I'm going to the salon right now. So you can do that later. Fine. What do you want? This character is going to go fetch the boys and Bulma and bring them back. So I first of all,
we'll steal them a ship.
Yeah. that's what I wanted to say, because King Kadan is like been so nice, and he's like a nice dad to his daughter, and you forget that he's like a demon king or whatever. You also forget the fact that he was described as a mafia boss, an uncivilized mafia boss earlier in the fucking episode. So when he's like, don't worry, I'll do something about it, we'll get the second ship, and he turns around and it cuts to this like really rudimentary anime style for the fucking next few frames, and he's telling his boys like, yo, go find one of these, go steal it from so and so, and like does the mafia boss thing on the low. It was just so goddamn funny. So Hybis is gonna get a ship and go pick up the gang, right? So they said 3 or 4 people. So I assume those 3 would be Piccolo, Vegeta, Bulma, or 4. I'm thinking the 4th might be Kibito, right? He's probably gonna come with them, wouldn't you say?
I guess, but I don't know if that's who I would personally want. Like if I was like picking, like I don't know, but I guess he was there on the hideout with them. So yeah, technically,
Yeah, I feel like it has to be Kibito, because again, I'm still calling that fusion. Everyone's like, oh, Glorio and Goku are gonna fuse. Goku and Vegeta will do a fusion, and it'll be a new fusion of not Vegeta or Gogeta. You would think it was Shen, Goku and Shen?
I would think that would be a nice little transformation. We might as well.
I mean, would it make sense is my question. Like if Goku can't beat them by themselves. I mean, maybe the power scaling though, because he is like in the little kid body, and he kind of,
and then one has magic. See, I want them to make magic unscalable where it can affect anybody. Low key. I want that to be the one thing they can do. But I'm not the person that create the power scaling, but
I still suspect that those fusion bugs are going to be like a red herring that everyone's going to be like, who's going to fuse? Who's going to fuse? And it's just going to be the joke at the end of the series that Shin and Kibito are back together into Kibito Shin, or Shin Kibito Shin. Yeah. That it's going to be just them refusing together and nothing really matters, and everyone's fucking mind gets erased, or blah, 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 blah. All the interesting ways you think that this could happen. But I do believe Kibito's coming back with them, I think.
I think it's going to be something like that. Then, like all throughout the series, they're going to be trying to eat the bugs, and they're not going to do anything. And that'll be the running gag. And those 2 will fuse.
The bugs are sitting in the shop for a really long time. They've lost their potency or whatever. So Hybis is going to get them. I can't wait to see his character interact with Vegeta, pretty much Vegeta. But in between them getting on their new ship, Kadan has promised to give them, I wrote it down because I thought it was really funny, water, liquor, food, weapons, and sleeping bags, in addition to the plane.
You know who he reminds me of?
Mr. Sam?
No, he reminds me of the Galactic Patrol guy. But Jocko? I can't. Jocko! That's who he reminds me of, low-key.
Why? Wait, who does? King Kadan or Hybis?
Hybis.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Different body type,
like Hybis.
blank faces.
Oh, you don't like Jocko?
I think Jocko's all right, but I can see why people wouldn't like him.
I can see Bulma having the same type of relationship that she has with Jocko with Hybis.
I hate that they retconned all of Dragon Ball Z for Jocko. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, and gave Bulma a sister, right? That's where she comes from as well.
Well, they had to put him in there. She needed some friends. She couldn't just be this smart for no reason. You know what I mean?
I guess. Let's see. In between them getting on the plane to go take off, Shin pulls Goku aside and says, hey, Glorio's hiding something from us. This is why I think it. And that's what I explained to you guys earlier. The way that he explained it to us is not the way that it seemed to be when we met in the castle. And they're going to get the first Dragon Ball. Going to take about 4 days' time to get across the 3rd demon realm, which they say is the biggest of the 3 demon realms. It's going to take about 4 days' time to get to the Dragon Ball. And blah, blah, blah. It's going to take a long time. I don't want to be stuck on a plane all day. Panzy, why'd you bring all this shit? And before you know it, the mafia boss who stole that plane obviously stole a lemon, and it crashes out of the sky immediately. Presumably either because it's a shitty plane or because they overpacked it. Either way, it's crashed now. And we're back to square fucking one on this transportation issue again.
Well,
They're like
no.
just out of sight of the castle. They're not even.
She's supposed to be a
minute into
tech
this
person.
journey.
He should be going back there to fix that. If I'm Goku, that was the only reason we brought you on this whole thing. If you can't fix the ship, you might as well go back home. Like,
there's two things I want to say to both of your statements. Josh, you're right. They are like right there. But Ray, I imagine they do set this up to be like a tech issue, and she's gonna have to prove her worth in some way because she's obviously not a fighter. She wasn't able to blind nobody with her fucking wasabi bombs. It's like, all right, the ship crashed, fix it. But bro, that fucking thing fell out of the sky like a shit ton of bricks. I don't think that's a fixable situation. I don't think it's like she's got to reprogram the computer or fix a part of the motor.
Bulma can fix it.
Bulma can do anything she wants. She's Bulma. Bulma is the Goku of Dragon Ball.
Castle. But I don't know, man. I do kind of feel like you're gonna get to the episode and like you're gonna zoom in on the crash and the wing is gonna be broken off. It's gonna be nothing.
Not that bad of damage. It could be.
Maybe that'll be Glorio's Majin magic. He's like,
or they can start throwing stuff off the ship and maybe they'll save it.
I'm pretty sure they're crashed. Like the time to have thrown shit off the ship would have been like 5 minutes ago before they got in the air.
Like now you just do it out of anger, which makes sense to me. Get the shit out of here.
Yeah. I wonder, I mean, maybe they send somebody back. Probably not. I don't know. I do know that episode 6 next week is called Lightning. And I kind of hate that we don't get like full previews, but also I kind of like the intrigue as well because there's no narration. There's just a couple of very quick shots. One of those shots is Glorio versus Goku. I presume the ship crashes. Goku is fucking bored as hell. And he's like, hey, Glorio, go for a match with me, buddy. I want to see how stronger you are or you're not. I don't know. Probably strong. And then there's also a shot of a big purple horned monster, like in a big dark cave that they're probably going to have to team up to kick the shit out of while they sit around and wait for their plane to get fixed or for somebody to come rescue them or however they choose to get out of it. However they figure out how to get out of it. That's episode 5, boys. What do you think for next week? Any predictions you want to get on the table while we're here? I mean, we had a few last week that came to fruition. I always think predictions are something that keeps these things fun week to week. Anything y'all want to toss out, Josh?
Go ahead, Ray.
We'll get a shot of Earth for next episode.
Like Hybis arriving to pick up the gang, you mean? Or
I don't know exactly, but we're going to get a shot of Earth. See what's going on over there.
Like the whole planet where I can see the continents and shit.
We're going to see the heroes on Earth. Dang, man.
You knew what he meant, Kyle.
I did, but I wanted to make sure I understood fully.
I would like that, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I think so. I don't think they would bring them up this episode, not to just be like, oh, this is how far they are in their plan or something, even if it's just like a gag or something. Or we might see Hybis actually get to that part of the universe, maybe type shit. So, yeah.
I could see that by the end of the episode, he reaches it. I don't know how long they're going to be stuck or if they're going to be able to get the plane fixed or whatever, but I did think it was notable that they say it's going to take about 4 days to get to the Dragon Ball from where they are, and that it's going to take Hybis about 4 days to get to Earth from where they are to go pick up the gang. So
is he actually going to Earth, or was he just sitting at the fish pod thing? Because they made a reference to be like they're they're here, but then he said some other shit and then was like, I'll just wait or something.
No, I don't know. I think he's going to go to the lookout to try to pick them up because he like pulled up the lookout on his little Dragon Radar map thing. That's not a Dragon Radar, but it's really cool looking. And then you see the shot of the lookout and he's like, oh, imagine going to visit a temple in the sky. That's not going to be a good situation or however he says it. So I think he's going there. Oh,
which is interesting because I mean, it proves that their technology might be way better than everybody's because I mean, that's literally showing you a whole nother dimension.
True. I don't have anything else for this one. I think we're gonna wrap it. And thanks for listening. If this is your first time listening, we've got a handful of new people coming in each week, checking out reviews by chance on like YouTube or on the podcast apps. If you enjoyed it, please rate, subscribe, like the video, whatever the heck. We're gonna be doing these each week. Hey, before I forget, guys, we need to do Friday next week. I talked to Ray about it, but Josh, not sure if you're going to be around. I have to do Friday next week and not Saturday. because I got to sing songs on Saturday. So throwing it out there now before I forget. But yeah, these are going up a little bit early for patrons, pretty much immediately when they're recorded, and then put up for all the other platforms, usually the next day or the day after that. So I appreciate you listening. Raysean, the Raysean Gadson anime podcast. What do you got going on in your world, man?
We got a bunch of episodes out with some voice actors, and we just released an episode with Bleach and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that, check me out. Links will be below.
Bleach. Josh, what do you got?
Yeah, we're exclusively Digimon now. All Digimon all the time, 24/7, 365.
So did that come with a name change for your show or no?
We're going to start calling it Dad's Anime Stash Adventure.
Dad's Anime Stash Adventure.
That's as first I want to go.
Okay.
I'm just here for the Digimon talk, man. Last we did our first Digimon centric episode. We talked about the first episode on Sunday. We're doing it Sunday 9:30 CST. This week we're talking about episodes 2, 3, and 4, where we go over the first set of Champion Digivolutions.
Very cool. And you live stream those on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
YouTube and Facebook.
Maybe we should start live streaming these. I've never live streamed with StreamYard before, but I think it's pretty easy to set up for socials to stream.
That's
so
how we do it.
Yeah, maybe next Friday. What's the matter, Ray?
I need to go to the restroom so bad. Try.
Man, chill out. I'm literally saying bye, and you're fucking giving me the wrap up hands. Anyway, make sure you guys check it out for next week. Raysean's got to run to the bathroom. It is a state of emergency, and we'll see you next time. Super dope.